Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie. Sometimes I'm a bit of a fool, guys. Alright, well, more than sometimes. But the chat, I suppose, is up and working, and there's that. So this has been a hell of a week. I've done a lot of shopping for a lot of small things. Like I got these little doohickeys here, which are fantastic little mosaic pens for doing knives and stuff. I have a couple really high-end swords that are on order, and I'll show off the pattern I got here in a little bit. I actually want to check this website out because I haven't yet. Ooh, premium knife making supplies. Oh, it was on Amazon, but they have their own thing. Whatever. So I guess it's just a whole store only on Amazon, but whatever. They have a lot of really fancy things in here, though. So if you're into knife making or you want to get into it, this would be a great place to start. Because they have all the materials, and basically all you really have to do is just grab the supplies. It's like this is the manly version of the jewelry girls at craft fairs. And then since you assemble it yourself and do the finishing touches, you can call it handmade. But yeah, there's some pretty things here. I wonder if these blades already come tempered. Quenched and tempered. Let's just see. Four-inch blade, that's not bad. Let's see, Damascus Upswick Scream Hunter, dimensions 7¼ approximate length, 3¼ approximate bird length, 4 inch approximate hammer, 1.5 inch widest part of blade blank, approximately an 1/8 inch thick, made of 1095 and 15N20, raindrop pattern, comes pre-sharpened. Let's see here. Does it have any sorry, it is hardened. It's hardened to about 57 to 60 on the Rockwell C scale, HRC. So yeah, you can basically just, it looks like you can just go on here, buy your blade, buy the pins, and buy your handle material, and all you have to do is epoxy shit together, finish the handle shape, which you should be able to rough that out on like a bandsaw or even just a sander. Get it real close, epoxy everything together. Once everything's like pre-drilled, you're off to the races with a brand new knife. Brand new, pretty knife. I've always thought about, buying these in mass and, just having just a crap ton of knives for sale. However, I think that would ruin at least my integrity or the integrity of the stuff on my table, as all being handmade by me, start to finish. I don't think buying like a billet of Damascus, and maybe you have different thoughts on it. I don't think buying a billet of Damascus would really count, because that's just a raw material. I'm not buying the 15 and 20 and the 1095 and forging everything, but I'm still taking a raw billet and forging it to shape, doing the annealing, the quenching and the tempering, the sanding and etching and sharpening, and the handle material and the sheath. So I don't see buying the base material as anything different than buying pre-made leather. I'm not going out and skinning the cow or killing the cow, processing the meat and the leather. So I'm buying pre-made leather, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? Because I think I could just buy just a ton of these things. And there's like buffalo on this this wholeearthsupply.com. It's their Amazon store. Like, you can buy buffalo horn blanks for handle scales. Anyway, I think it's cool. And it's a whole 15 minutes and no one's here. Excellent. So I wonder why no one's here today. Because I'm actually going to be making a pattern. Get started as group expert. I'm the guy who started the group. Of course I'm the expert. Why would I... I don't know. But yeah, so there's the whole Earth Supply thing there. And getting messages from people. It's always interesting getting a plethora of messages from people. It's usually like right when I'm in the middle of doing something and I can't take the time to reply back or give them consider replying. I feel horrible about it, but that seems to be the nature of the beast. Now, we went to a fair last night and picked up some lovely creamed honey. Cinnamon sugar creamed honey. Fantastic. Nothing better than fresh honey. Like the guy told me this was jarred like a week ago or 2 weeks ago, something like that. So it's like it was from the beekeepers. So it's like as fresh as you can get it, and oh my god, is it so good. Yesterday was the last day for that fair. It's Harvard Fair up in Milford, PA. So a little north of Lenox. So from where I am, it's past like Elk Mountain and stuff, and it was a really good time. And you can see behind me is still kind of destroyed, but there's organization stuff back there. What's that about? So I almost got the it's almost finished. I was hoping to have it finished this week, or I was hoping to have it finished by Friday so I could bring it home and spend this weekend organizing things. And that didn't really happen. But I bought a bunch of small things to help make my life a lot easier down the road. And, you know, some of it's for jobs, like these guys. This one the one that's open? Yes, it is. I'll show this right here on camera. That's the raw side. I don't know if you can see that. Where is it? It's a beautiful little mosaic pen. Oh. Really cool thing. Really entrancing with how beautiful it is. And basically all it is just different size and shaped wire jammed into a tube, then filled with epoxy. But, you know, should cut that in half. That'll do one sword. Cut this guy in half. That'll do another. Cut this guy up. That'll do the dagger. And then I have one more for myself. Because now that I have access to all this Damascus, I mean, I'm gonna have to play with it for science sake, right? Wow, fresh honey. I'll tell you, it doesn't get any better than this. But another thing I bought, and I started playing with it on Friday. Well, I bought it on Friday, so of course I played with it on Friday. Is an air nailer. And wow, what a time saver that's going to be. Especially from going around with, you know, just 3/4 inch brad nails, holding it like this and slowly tapping it in until it's mostly flush, and kind of smashing my fingers 1 or 6 times per nail, and having to go back with a nail set and strike it in to finish everything off. This thing is just pop, 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 move on, pop, pop. So I made like, so I worked on getting this whole thing done this week. And I couldn't take a video because I had the kid with me, and he was just not having it. Just not having it. So, whatever. Anyways, you know, spent the whole week doing this, and I got the what you call this on here, the French cleats. But French cleats are useless if you don't have anything to put on them. That's the point of them. So I did 2 boxes. Basically, the first one was to hold my plethora of punches. Because I have like 60 or 80 of these guys. And then I also made a couple that have some just open trays. But doing the first 2, I did it with hand nailing, glue and hand nailing, and then clamping it. It worked. It worked just fine. Took me about 45 minutes a piece. The open trays I did had more pieces, so it would be more gluing, clamping, gluing, clamping, gluing, clamping, and adding nails and stuff so things didn't move while I clamped it. 0 clamping, 15 minutes a piece. 3 times faster. More than 3 times faster. So it's a big bump in speed and productivity, which is fantastic, right? It's kind of like the goal, to get faster, to get better results faster, which means that my price per job can come down while my income remains the same, which means I can pump out more jobs out the door, means more money, means more advanced stuff. You get the gist. So, yeah, that air nailer, super fast as a cinch. I did get the pneumatic one instead of the electric one, mostly because of price, but that also means that there's going to be a little bit of upkeep to it. Primarily in that I'm going to need to oil it every day that I want to use it. Which I don't think that's a problem. I already have oil in the shop because my one everything in the shop is either electric or oilless except for the air nailer and the large bandsaw. So I always have oil in the shop, so it's not a problem. Absolutely delectable. Interesting. Talking into the void. No concurrent viewers. Average view duration 24 seconds. It's fascinating. So after I'm done with this toast and this fantastic honey here, I'm going to be moving on, and I'm gonna show you guys how I make patterns, because a lot of people have asked me over the last couple of years how I make patterns of things. And that kind of goes hand in hand with this new leather bench and everything I've been talking about this morning. So, scrumdiddlyumptious. I have a pair of sneakers. Yeah, it's true. I don't always wear all my own clothes. Sometimes I wear store-bought. Usually I wear store-bought, because let's be honest, I'm just getting into this whole going feral thing. Sneakers I have are breaking down. It's just a fact of how things work. I can't really wear my slippers that I made because they don't have soles. I didn't have any sole material, so it's just foam. They were meant to be house slippers, and it kind of morphed from there. So I need shoes, and I need shoes that are going to give me protection while I'm forging. So the shoes that I found that fit me best are called Sanooks. My little brother actually found them and turned me on to them. So they're very similar to boat shoes. They're meant to be a little loose. And the thing about them is, like, you can see, there's holes in these as well. And since they're cloth, yes, they're breathable, but they don't offer any protection from, like, shards of metal that may or may not fall from the forge. So what we're going to do today is rip a pattern off these, and then I will translate that to a piece of cardboard. Not really cardboard, but you know, like really thick, heavy brown paper. And from there, it'll probably take me the rest of this live stream, to be honest. But from there, I'll end up shooting a video when I get this installed, which I should be installing this bench tomorrow. I hope. It's going to be a real nightmare getting this installed. So, you know, a bit of a song and dance to get the whole thing up, done, and finished. But we will get there. So I see there's a few people here in the stream now, so if you're in here, say hi. I love chatting with people. Makes life more fun. And let's get everything moved along here. So I really should get a droid cam for this, but I'm also going to be recording this as part of the video for making the shoes. So we'll keep things a little bit fun, a little bit light, a little interesting. And the biggest secret to doing these sorts of patterns, like taking a real object and either modifying it for your own use or whatever it may be, is blue tape. Either blue tape or packing tape. And my slipper patterns, that's how I did. I put on a pair of shoes that kind of fit me. I think it was a pair of flip-flops that I made. Then just taped the living hell out of my feet. Got the cut it so it laid flat. And then put that onto a piece of paper as a backer to make it a little bit more stiff and a little bit more durable, so I could do it for the left and then the right. And we're pretty much going to be doing the same exact thing here. So you just basically clean it off just a little bit so the tape will adhere. And you just tape the piss out of it. It's not really that complex of a project. But people always seem to associate some mystery with it, which is fascinating to me. And the good thing about this is once you have the pattern, you can reproduce it as many times as you want, or you can put this pattern onto another piece of pattern paper, duplicate the pattern, and then modify it. Try it out, see how it works, and then if you don't like it, modify it again, then modify it again until it's something that is perfect for you. Caleb. Morning, Caleb. How are we doing today? Welcome to the stream. What I'm doing is I'm actually starting to pattern these shoes because I need to make a pair for myself. Because my sneakers are breaking. These have holes in them, and these won't really, these are kind of breaking too. And I need something that'll be a lot more durable for the shop. So I'm basically going to make an all leather version of these using the super thick leather that I have. And I'm actually in the middle of recording right now. So our conversation won't really get picked up on here, but when the video does drop, you will know that you were a contributing part. Yep. And the cool thing, I don't know if you heard me say it, but the cool thing about doing patterning like this is that once you have the pattern, you basically have it forever. So I can make as many of these as I choose. But there's one more bonus. Once you have the pattern, then you can reproduce the pattern as many times as you want for different iterations until you find which is exactly perfect for you. And you can do this with every type of object in the world. Just use a non-permanent tape. So like blue tape, it worked perfect for this, or masking tapes work good for it. And blue tape is a fantastic way to, even if you need a pattern off your own body, you just take the blue tape. Let's say you're doing a van brace, and you wrap your arm in your blue tape. You draw on here on the blue tape that's now on your arms where the cutoff is, or where you want it to cut. So you can rotate your wrist around, see where it budges, mark it. Then you cut it, flatten it out, and cut to your lines, and there's your pattern. Now you can take that and put it on something, so it's just tape right now, tape pattern. You take that, you put it on something like a brown paper bag or a piece of flat cardboard like cereal comes in or whatever, and now you have a durable pattern that you can use and reproduce, and you can use it left and right, flip it back and forth, and now you have a thing. And if that thing breaks, you keep the pattern, you make a new one. So there are a few tricks to this. Like right now, I'm fighting a little bit with this seam. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to show you how I mark this here. Because I'm going to take a pen and start marking on the blue tape where the new pattern is going to deviate from the paper pattern. A lot of it's going to be on this seam here, because I'm going to make up for that with a stitched or sewn seam in the leather. So I need to add a certain amount for this, that, and the other. Whereas this isn't, taken care of. And once I get my garage fully cleaned out, I could help mass produce some of the patterns. That would be cool. So like patterns like this wouldn't really be for sale because I'm just ripping it directly off of an object. So this is for personal use only. However, once you take it and you modify it, that is no longer really a concern. Because now you took an idea and you modified it for your own uses. How is that garage clean out going, by the way? And you should know by now that I have zero issue subcontracting certain things out of certain things of mine out. Let's see, there's still a lot of old stuff where we have to go through and throw away. That is usually the thing with garages and stuff. It's just nature of the beast. Let's see, when I'm going through where the welt is, you got to really push into that crease so you get a good definitive line when you're doing your thing here. Is that shoe homemade as well? This is a Sanook. You can see by the tag here. It kind of looks homemade though, doesn't it? So they're basically climbers' shoes, but they are some of the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. I wear the piss out of them. This is my third or fourth pair, but they're basically patterned off old boat shoes. But they're made of cloth, and they're specifically slightly oversized as well, so your foot slides around a little bit and has to work to grip. And that micro adjusting your foot does helps strengthen the muscles in your feet. So these are my most comfortable shoes, and that's why I'm taking these to start off with, making a pattern off these, and then I might even take these, that pattern, and then modify it even more to make a boot for myself. Didn't know that. That's cool though, right? The things you learn. So if you're ever doing like cosplay or something, or you need to figure out how to make a costume and you're not really a seamstress or whatever, this is the way to do it. You pattern everything out of blue tape, then you transfer that pattern to your material, cut it out, and it should be perfect. Or pretty darn close. And I like using a lot of smaller strips and overlapping them so the tape has some structure. So the tape has some structure for you to cut it and move it and mark it before getting everything transferred to a piece of cardboard. Couldn't see one layer working. Yeah, it one of the best things about this is also one of the worst things. There's very little tack and structure to blue tape. That's okay though. It's specifically designed to not have that tack. Work it in with your nail a little bit. Okay. So mark everything what the outside is. And trust me when I say this, overmark. So left, 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 left. I'm just going around and marking where that seam is on the inside here. So because this is going to be designed for working in a forge, I'm still going to have the elastic here, but I'm going to take this piece and extrapolate based on my marks here as to how far this piece should extend going this way, so it protects the elastic underneath. But you see I have it marked. So I'm planning on cutting this shoe, or cutting this pattern here in half. If it were mine, I would put memory foam in it. They will have foam. The way you construct the shoe, here's one of the flip-flops I made. All right. So you have your inner sole, your insole, and then I have two layers of foam here of high-density polyethylene, and underneath that I have a layer of creep sole. Now, different soles will give you different properties, but this is basically how I construct all my shoes. Keeps things nice and easy. And if you want it stiffer, you put 2 layers of leather, less stiff, 1 layer or a thinner layer of leather. And then if you want anything else than that, especially with a shoe instead of just a flip-flop, you can get insoles and put other insoles inside of it. Okay. Just mark this a little bit more here. I mean, it should be obvious because the blue is going to be. Nice joining you this live morning. Have a good day. All right, Caleb. Well, you have yourself a fantastic day. Hope you enjoy your week. And I'll see you later, brother. But now that everything's nicely marked out, put that off to the side for a second. Whenever you get the stuff for leather, always save your packaging. Now, carefully peel your tape off. Let's do a stripe across the top. Hold everything here. There you go. Now here's the dangerous part. You got to cut it on here, or else you're never going to get it off. Just do that really gently. I don't have a sharp razor. I don't know where my skiving knife went. It's on here somewhere. It's the thing about getting organized, kids. because I want to get this off of here without destroying the shoe. Now you can even see that these shoes here were actually made of multiple pieces. So you got the heel section here, you got this section here, this section, this section, this section, and then you have the top. A lot easier to produce and pull this out of multiple small pieces. But for the purposes of at least these two shoes, I want to have it as one long, uninterrupted strip. Joe, how we doing today, buddy? You're actually catching me just as I'm about to go off the air. Making a pattern for some shoes. I have this pair of Sanooks here, which they're not really holding up, and my sneakers aren't, and so it's time to make something a little bit more durable it's a little flame proof. Doing all right. Oh, cool! Didn't know you made shoes. I make everything. These are a pair of the flip-flops I made a while ago. Very nice, super comfy. And I have some slippers and stuff I've made. Well, here's a pattern for the slippers. I wear these almost every day, but I can't wear those while I'm forging, even though they are solid leather. Just not good for the forge because there's no real sole on them and there's no back on them. So this should fix that. And I wanted a nice project to kind of celebrate or commemorate the finishing of the leather bench. All I have to do now is to this thing is to put the oak banding on. That is kind of my signature on my black furniture, and lacquer it, and then haul it up here. It is heavy. So this is a nice little project to commemorate that. And also I need some sturdy shoes to make those swords that I've just been commissioned to. So this kind of kills two birds with one stone, you know? And getting this done also helped me organize my whole space here a little bit more. So you're just getting over the vid. You got the wrong knot! That sucks, dude. That's really rough. But I'm glad you made it, and I hope your significant other has made it through unscathed. I know you were super concerned about her and everything else. Commissioned to make swords. Yeah. They are super... Yeah, 0 stars to never recommend. Oh, boy. Yeah, I remember when I got corona. It was god awful. I think I actually shot a couple videos on here when I had it, and I just had 0 energy. Me, the wife, and the kid all had it at the same time, and we basically just took turns napping and taking care of him. Like, all right, I could only stay awake at most for 2 hours at a time. It sucked. It was horrible. But I'm glad you're on the other side of it. I think it took me like something on the order of 3 months to really get my energy fully back. It was tough. Yeah, Steph and I both have it, and there's 0. There you go. Yeah, it was like 3 months for me to get my energy fully back. It was just rough. It just sucks all around. No idea how I caught it. And then all of a sudden you're just thrust into, you get a cough, think it's just the sniffles or a common cold, and then your life is turned upside down for a few weeks, and then you spend months just getting back to your baseline. It was awful. But yes, I've been commissioned to do a couple swords. Due to the nature of them and the nature of the client, I can't show pictures or any other information on social media other than their Damascus cane swords and a Damascus knife, all a full matching set. And I actually do have one piece here. The mosaic pins, because this guy is paying a lot of money for these, and like a lot of my clients, he pays for discretion, and that's one of the reasons why I haven't had any videos coming out in the last year, is moving here, having the 2-year-old, and then a lot of high value clients who don't want anything, no pictures, no videos, no mentions. So, but I got these mosaic pins and they are super pretty. I don't know how well that's going to show up. Come on, focus. There you go. And basically it's a brass tube with a brass hexagon, hexagonal tube sunk into it, and then a lot of really tiny brass pins around the perimeter, and a couple of brass pins right in the interior, and then it's packed with black epoxy. So I got a bunch of these. And for Damascus cane sword with all the trimmings, this guy wants the works, and he's paying for it. I figure can't just have a regular pin, so I splurged a little bit and got the nice ones. The cool thing is I'm going to have plenty of pin material and plenty of Damascus left over to make a bunch of knives from. So even though it's all going to be leftover material, it's still fantastic material, and I can make videos and stuff on those and product from those. And that's going to be the big one. Is yes, now I have the excuse to buy all this great stuff and somebody else is paying for it. I get this cool project, but I can't tell anybody about it really. I can't show it off. But with everything else, I can show all that stuff off. So it's gonna be a fun thing. And now that I'm done filming that section, I can stop recording. Still streaming, so I can cut over here. I've been having full conversations with people, but dude, is there anything you need? Like, do you need me to run to the store or something and pick up stuff and drop it off for you or anything? Because I remember having Corona, and we had a few people drop off stuff, both homemade food and groceries and shit, and it was a lifesaver. So if there's anything you need or anything I can do for you, please reach out. No, thanks, dude. I appreciate it. My mom ran by some stuff yesterday. That's good to hear. Because I know that it can quickly turn into a real shit show, and I would hate to see anyone go through that without any sort of a support system. So I'm glad your mom dropped by and dropped some stuff off. That's really good to hear. Let's see, what else? Yeah, pretty much the only thing that you missed from this morning was I actually bought myself a lot of small odds and ends for the shop, but the biggest thing I bought was a nail gun, and just for like finished nails, small brad nails and stuff, because I put like the oak trim on things, and just to put boxes and stuff together, like for the shop and organization stuff. Picked that up, and oh my god, what a time saver, what a lifesaver. It speeds me up 3 to 4 times, and I get a much better tack and hold than I do if I'm putting in the nails by hand. Otherwise, you pretty much shot and covered everything. With the swords, with the stuff. So yeah, pretty much all caught up on this week. Went to a fair last night up in the Hartford Fair up in Milford, other side, north of Lenox, north of Elk Mountain and stuff. I'm sorry, I didn't sleep well last night. And yeah, that's pretty much. Yeah, it was a great time, and I got some stuff from there. Really good time. That's cool. That's cool, dude. Glad to see things are going well for the business. Very well. To the point where I have not excess money, but money put away for other things that I needed to deprioritize a couple of years ago. So I think once I get done with this job, I'm gonna have to do some paperwork, which I don't like doing paperwork, and then you and I are gonna have to talk. But that's like a month down the road, at least a couple weeks down the road. These swords are going to, I know Monday's shot already because I'm doing this, doing the leather bench and getting that installed, and that's going to be the whole day. But once I get this sword done, I think you and I are going to have a fun little chat. Yeah, hit me up when you're ready. So, yeah, things are going good. Things are going great, actually. And I'm actually turning jobs down because I'm not doing any jobs anymore. I'm only going after the higher value stuff, and it's really starting to work out. But, yeah, so I'd say that's that. I am way past my time on here, but I had a good time talking with Caleb and talking with you, and I actually got some filming done for a project, which it's a great way to start a Sunday. Got some work done. Now I can set things down, be happy, enjoy the day, and yeah. So guys, if you're not Joe or Caleb, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Go over to patreon.com/Knightsmith to support the channel. Even $1 a month helps. And Caleb, Joe, thank you guys so much for watching. I always love talking and interacting with friends and fans. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time. And I'll see y'all later.